Kelly, I'm so excited to be here with you. This is my first dog show and a somewhat newly dog owner. I have to say this is such an exciting experience because I love what you've had to say about the connection between dogs and humans and how much we can learn from them. But before we get started, just give us a little bit of backstory and kind of how you got to where you are today.
So for me, my parents had lots of animals, horses, dogs, cows, and they loved showing dogs. And I got involved at a very young age. Just being at the shows with my parents, I picked it up, and it just was very natural to me. I enjoyed being with dogs more than people. That was my happy place as a kid.
You're probably not the only person that says that.
And I also was an athlete, and my love of dogs and being an athlete, this was just the perfect place for me to fall. And I made a career showing dogs. Of course, career highlight, winning the National Dog Show in 2004 with my dog Raisin. And then somewhere along the line, I started really looking at how much my dogs over the years helped me grow through my own challenges. And then I would even see common themes with owners and their dogs and what these owners were learning from their dogs. So it came from just really a very natural, innate way to connect and communicate with dogs. And then it's moved into really wanting to help people understand that really special love that we have for dogs. It's different than even for our children. And I have a daughter. I love my daughter so much. A dog's love it's different than some of our other relationships.
That's so interesting because I think anybody that has a dog, has been around dogs, has watched the dog show, knows that these animals are really special. But what have you taken away from the decades that you've been involved with them? Like, what is it though specifically that you feel makes them so special?
Well, I think especially now, it's their presence. We live such rushed lives where we have to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And even I found myself, I had almost become a robot. And with dogs, they're present. We need to stop. We need to take them for a walk. We need to read their energy to understand what they need. And even when we're interacting with people in our lives, oftentimes those people, they're busy, they're juggling a lot, but dogs are always there. They're open, they accept us as they are. And I think now more than ever, that's something we all can really, really need.
And they teach you to slow down. That's interesting that you say that because sometimes it feels like these dogs know us better than we know ourselves. How is that? How can we learn from these animals of recognizing certain things about us?
Well, first of all, dogs are pack animals, and dogs are also predators. So it's important for them to connect into their pack. So they're always feeling and sensing your energy.
Right.
And I have come to find that, I think it was Kevin Behan with Your Dog is Your Mirror. When I read his book, I thought, boy, the same things Kevin is noticing, I am noticing with my clients and their relationships with their dogs. So you might see, for me, I'll see a dog that's maybe very unruly. And that can sometimes be a person that has a hard time with boundaries. They just want their dog to be happy. So I will see some of these dynamics showing up in the dogs. And of course the dogs are just present and responding to their humans' energy. Oftentimes, like Kevin Behan says, they're unresolved emotions. So the dogs are picking up on emotions that oftentimes the owners aren't even aware of themselves. And then sometimes even these dogs act out that. So you can have a super nice person with a dog with aggression issues.
That makes sense. It's as if these dogs are putting up a mirror to your face.
It absolutely is. Sometimes
that's a harsh reality.
You feel very exposed, like, ooh, that's not a bad dog. I think I have something to do with that behavior.
So how do we identify things in our favorite animals that we can learn from ourselves?
Well, just being in tune. So for me, when I started becoming aware of this, what I noticed was I can feel what my dogs are feeling, what they're thinking, what they're picking up on. I could feel everything. And when I work with a dog, I think of Avatar. It's just we sync and we become one unit. Dogs are in alignment with their energy. They're present with you, they're present with the feelings that are moving through them. They don't have the complex thought that we do. And so sometimes when you're interacting with a person, they have lots of multiple competing feelings going on within themselves. And so if you sometimes step back and maybe tune in to, well, what's going on with me right now? Because a lot of people are so focused on what everyone else is doing that they're not even aware of what's going on here. So if you can start to practice what your dog is teaching you in presence, sometimes it's a matter of slowing down and going, oh, what is going on in me and what am I energetically bringing to the table in this situation?
Going internal. Yeah, you mentioned the connection. It's something we're going to see a lot of at the National Dog Show, the connection between these dogs and their handlers. They seem incredibly in sync. What should viewers look for when they're watching Best in Show? How do you know that there is just this seamlessness between the two?
Well, you just see it. You recognize it. I think that's what calls to our hearts when we see that connection and the way the handlers relate to their dogs. We know them inside and out. Oftentimes a handler will know what's going on with the dog better than the owner. It's our job to feel and sense and know everything to do with that dog. You'll see that. And what I find fascinating is really watching how a handler responds to a certain behavior. So these handlers are making split-second decisions that the viewers aren't seeing because it just looks so natural, because that's their job.
Of course it is. There's so much to take away. There's so much we can learn from these incredible animals. But just for you as a rep, what has been the highlight of being a part of these animals' lives and a show like the National Dog Show?
Well, there's so much. For me, I'm so grateful to have a career where I get to connect into these animals and get paid to do something that I would do anyway. I was doing anyway. That's incredible. The bond we have with these animals is so amazing. Just coming here and seeing the blue carpet, it brought back a flood of emotion. I have so many moments with dogs where they saved me, they connected into me, they reminded me what life was all about, and it's just been incredible.
I love that. So well said. And you notice here, got you a little Doberman mug, by the way, and I got the Dalmatian. So cheers. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. This has just been so enlightening and wonderful. And hats off to man's and women's best friend.
If you like dogs too, subscribe to NBC Sports YouTube channel for more.